At home 14-7. Sandy McCoy in the backfield. They'll pitch it to him. He gets through the hole, picks up a first down and more, bounces it outside, back inside.
31-yard gain on the pitch out of the triple option here. Let's look at the defensive line responsibilities. Aiden Hutchinson, Carlo Kemp, and Mike Dana are all responsible for this trap option here. So these guys will shade in, heads up for the nose tackle, in this case Kemp. So they correctly, are responsible if it's a give to this fullback. He's down. Took the linebackers. Uche's coming up. He's going to plant here, forcing a pitch to the running back. So he's very clearly in charge of the running back and forcing him to pitch. He does his job, makes it a pretty easy decision. It seems like it's by design. Then you got Glasgow and Ross here. The offensive guards are going to come out and cut block them. Neither of them are able to flow to the play as a result. So here's the cut action, very effective, and here's Uche forcing a pitch. So technically he's doing his job. You'd like to see Ross do a little bit better there. And then on the outside here, you're going to have Hill in pass coverage on this wide receiver one-on-one. Metellus is setting the edge here on the numbers. And Hudson is the X factor. If he can make this play, make this offensive lineman miss, it's possible he can make the play. He doesn't. So you see Uche force the pitch there. Right here, here's the key. He has to set the edge here. He can't let this running back to the outside. Otherwise, it's a big gain. So no missed job by Metellus here. Hudson tries to cut inside. There's just too much room between these two players for this running back to go in, and he takes advantage of that. Again, if Ross were able to not get cut here, he would really help flow into this play, forcing it more to the outside for Metellus to have leverage on. But a couple misplays. I think it's just better executed from Army here.
Having Hopkins read it. Hopkins Jr. around the corner, hopping through the hole.
Gain of 8 from the quarterback here. Let's take a look at Uche first. He's blitzing this B gap. He's actually going to hurdle over this lineman who's trying to pick him up. Makes the quarterback bubble a little bit with this motion, so delays the play a little bit. You have Ross coming on a blitz in the A gap here. He has to deal with the center. He delivers a nice pop on this lineman who falls over, but he has a really tough job of kind of having to follow this play out and comes up just short of getting to the quarterback. So that's two players that are kind of out of this play by design of their blitzes. Focusing on the play side here, Hutchinson does a good job fighting off 55, but then gets held towards the end of this play that the refs miss. Hill has the worst play of this play from the defense. He gets ridden by this wide receiver all the way to the end zone, and that really affects the overall flow from Hudson, from Metellus, from Glasgow. It affects a lot of players there. So here you see right there, this is when Hutchinson starts to get outside leverage while Hill is getting blown into the end zone, so that affects, you can see Hudson's path here a little bit, as well as Glasgow adds some traffic. So right here, looks like Hutchinson is about to be able to be in a position to make the tackle. Like I said, Ross just missed on his flow to the play. But then there's that hold. That hold from this lineman just holds up Hutchinson enough to where he can't get to him. Let's go back real quick 1 second. And then let's look at these two players. So Metellus has the pitch guy on the edge. Hudson should have quarterback responsibility here. But again, given that Hill is getting pushed back so far, you see he has to hesitate. He has to read the play a little bit more. He can't flow given that traffic. And here's Metellus. I don't know why this footage is all messed up right now. But Metellus has the pitch man, so he can't really commit to the inside. He has to keep him inside the numbers, which he does. But given the hold, given the miss with stiff arm here, Glasgow is flowing backside. He gets first contact, and then Hudson cleans up. So rough job by Hill. 8-yard pickup.
Presidential service badge. Here's Hopkins Jr. to throw it. Wide open up the sideline.
Play action pass here for a big gain. Let's look at the routes really quick for Army. This guy's going to stop a little bit and then go on kind of this seam. This gent is going on a post route. This guy is who eventually catches the pass kind of on a similar seam. And then this guy out of the backfield is going on this kind of wheel route. Defensive line, nothing to whole lot to talk about here. They're all just kind of one-on-one straight up. Pei does make a nice move here towards the end of the play to try to get some pressure, but the throw is out before he ever gets there. See, he totally beats his guy, but the pass is already coming. So doesn't affect the play, but nice play regardless. You have both Jordan Anthony and Uche coming up with their run game responsibility. So Uche is coming up to force a pitch. He notices that this is an actual pass play, and then he comes around and gets a little bit of pressure. Anthony follows the same kind of path, but he's behind Uche, so no real pressure there. But you can see they're both kind of flowing towards this pass rush here. And looking at the pass responsibilities here, so these are the routes that are drawn on the screen already. But you have Hill very clearly on this post route, and then you have Hudson identifying this guy. Metellus has the pitch responsibility right in this area, so there's no way he's responsible for this guy who catches the ball. It's Hudson who looks right at the guy and then just kind of leaves him, lets him go deeper, behind the secondary for whatever reason. Metellus does a good job recognizing where this play is going and actually comes up and makes the play here. So good job by him. Poor play by Hudson there. Real quick, this one isn't even a play analysis, more of just a game importance play here. So Don Brown called a move call. Watch Jordan Anthony here. He's in as middle linebacker. Watch him on kind of creating this this false start penalty, and turn up your speakers as well.
Slumka back in, a little left side.
So if you notice there that he kind of moves forward a little bit and clearly gives the move call. That was a call from Don Brown to shout move, and it's actually really well timed with the motion here from the up back. So a combination of move with him, with Dana moving inside, and this H-back going in motion, all creates a little bit too much for him to hang still, and he puts his left arm down.
Slumka back in, a little left side.
So you could hear it, and I'll play one more time, but just really good call. The odds of stopping them on 2nd and goal from the 1 yard line are really, really low. So it's a really good job in combination with all of the motion from here, motion from the own player, and the move call. Really, really advanced and a really smart play from Don Brown to call that to force a 5-yard penalty out of Army. Caught him off guard.
Slumka back in, a little left side. Hopkins Jr. under center, fakes the pitch, rolls, throws, intercepted! Laverne Hill!
This is a couple plays after the move call, a little pitch action here, a little fake before rolling out with the pass. All of the motion out of the offensive lineman here for Army is slanted, and thus eliciting similar slants on the defensive line here for Michigan. A couple things to note on the defensive line is Pei is getting held like a madman here. Doesn't get called, but he's the one who has the most likely to get pressure here on this play, and he's getting held a bunch. Another really nice play here, actually from Hudson, who comes around the edge. He provides quite a bit of pressure and forces a really bad throw out of quarterback, so he should be at least credited with half a sack. Again, he's getting held like a madman here. So both him and Pei are collapsing here, with Hudson doing a really good job of getting quite a bit of pressure at the time of the throw. For coverage, both Thomas and Brad Hawkins here do a really good job picking up their guys in pass coverage here. You got these guys kind of going on this flow. This guy's a little deeper here, and then this guy's going straight back here, kind of on this seam. And good pickup here. Hawkins is a little late, but eventually gets there. A little bit softer coverage here. You got Metellus dropping back here, and it's not really clear if these guys pick up this guy, but they're at least in the area. So there's a little bit of sliver where you can see 83 would be open if he throws it right now. But Metellus isn't in a bad position, and then you see the coverage here is also adequate, I would say. So obviously bad throw forced by the pressure from Hudson. It's short. Even if if he threw earlier, it might have had a chance. Even if this is appropriately thrown here, Metellus is in a good spot for a play on the ball as well. But good job by Hill getting the pick and then getting out of their own red zone for the return.
The edge play to that side, and here they go.
Here's the action, Kelvin Hopkins.
This play looked a little scary on the triple option. Let's first look at Aiden Hutchinson, who gets caved in pretty badly by this offensive lineman. So that spells trouble, right? That's a big block off. No other defensive lineman will be able to get past. That's creating the setup here for this triple option with this block on the edge. Luckily, Michigan has a couple really good plays here out of both Uche and Hudson. Let's look at Uche first. He's taking on this tackle, really does a nice rip move to get that offensive lineman off him, shucks him, and then he has a clear path here on the quarterback. Does a good job making initial contact, almost gets him down at the line of scrimmage. Then Hudson is taking on 44 right here, and then 32 will also come and block him. So those are two blocks directly on him. He fights through them both. So he's able to, get past 44, who's trying to get to a linebacker. He's working on 32 now as well, is able to get a tackle on the quarterback here after Uche makes contact. Further on the outside, so you have both linebackers flowing, Jordan Anthony in Glasgow here. You have Metellus setting the edge here in the case of any pitch. He's taking on this lead blocker. And then you have Hill kind of filling this lane for this quarterback if he decided to take it. Luckily, great plays from Uche and Hudson to make the play. And Hill gets in there late with Jordan Anthony to make it a 2-yard gain and limit that play.
Get an 8 at the 23. Option to the other side.
Huge play from Aiden Hutchinson here. Let's look at what Army's trying to do. So backside tackle is really just reaching out towards a defensive back here. The center is engaging with his defensive tackle, and 75 is just going to push into the butt of the center. Goal is to get both this defensive tackle and this backside linebacker eliminated in the wash of this block. Front side guard is actually pulling. He's going to get interrupted by Hudson, but I think he's the first guy who's supposed to go around the edge. So decent job by Hudson, I guess, disrupting both this front side. I think this would be a tight end, blocking in on him as well as the puller. 55 here, this would be the tackle, is taking on this defensive end. And then this guard is reaching for this front side linebacker. Of the backs, you're going to have number 5 reaching out for this safety back here. 25 is the lead blocker. He's going to take out, I think, this edge defender here. And then you have the pitch action between the quarterback and this halfback. So let's look at their responsibilities here real quick. So sorry, 25 is not picking this up. This is the read guy. So 25 is coming around the line for any defenders. In this case, it would be Jordan Anthony. So if you ignore real quick, ignore Aiden Hutchinson, we'll cover him next. But it looks pretty scary, right? On the front side here, you have number 5 who accounts for the safety, 25 coming around, can pick up this linebacker. There's no one really else here. Hudson is enveloped by these two gents. This guy's going to get read by the quarterback if he can get out here with the running back. It looks pretty scary. So it's a really well set up play by Army. But let's look at what Aiden Hutchinson does. He really just takes advantage of this gap being left by 73 and just explodes through, shows that speed. Great speed. I mean, he's 6'6", 280, and shows that a burst into the backfield makes a huge play for a 3-yard loss.
Hopkins to throw. Hopkins stepped up. Sack. Lost. Michigan has a football.
Quiddy with a huge play here. Quiddy Pay on the edge. Let's focus on him first. He's coming along the edge. Quiet day from him overall, but really good swim move here. He has the speed to get around the outside. 60 could have probably gotten away with a hold here, but it forces the quarterback to step up into the teeth of the rest of the rushers. So Pay definitely makes this play possible. Looking at the other two defensive linemen, they don't really get an initial push. It kind of comes with an assist from the Sam linebacker Uche and Jordan Anthony around the outside. But looking at Hutchinson, he's on one lineman. He's getting outside leverage here. You have Kemp continuing his hand battling. Nice push and pull here to get inside. And then you have Hutchinson fighting through as well. So they both reach the quarterback at the same time, and it's actually Hutchinson who gets a hand on the arm of the quarterback that dislodges the ball. So good persistent pass rush. As I said, they're kind of assisted by Uche's rush and Jordan Anthony, who are obviously playing kind of this play side action if there was a pitch or a triple option that they've been running all day. Glasgow's dropping in coverage, as are the other 5 defensive backs here, so I won't really cover them. It's not too relevant, but watch the pass rush, especially here from Uche. Is it going to force the guy here who's picking up, helping this offensive tackle on Hutchinson? Given the threat from Uche, he has to shift his focus to Uche. That leaves Hutchinson with a free path, as Kemp is also coming, and then Jordan Anthony is also kind of coming through as well. So good job by Kwity Paye to force the quarterback to step up. Good job by Hutchinson and Kemp